Look at the financial charts right now. If you understand basic economics, what you are seeing should terrify you. In a normal cycle, when central banks raise interest rates, bond yields go up. Institutional investors sell gold and buy bonds because bonds pay a guaranteed yield. That is how the system has worked seamlessly for 40 years. But right now, financial gravity is broken. Despite high interest rates, gold has aggressively shattered the $5,500 mark, and silver is surging past $120. The trading bots are confused. Retail investors are confused. But the smartest money on earth is not. What you are witnessing is a quiet, highly coordinated accumulation of physical wealth by global central banks, buying gold at a pace unseen since World War II. The people who control fiat currency are quietly preparing for the systemic collapse of the system they built. Welcome to Project Unseen. Today, we expose the $100 trillion global currency reset. By the end of this documentary, you will understand why the middle class is being erased and how to protect your wealth. For 80 years, the US dollar has been the undisputed king of the global economy. This was engineered. In the 1970s, the Petrodollar system ensured all global oil transactions were priced in US dollars. If Japan bought oil from Saudi Arabia, they converted yen to dollars first. This created artificial, massive global demand, allowing the US to print trillions without immediate hyperinflation. The dollar was backed by the world's need for energy. But empires fall. In 2022, a red line was crossed. When geopolitical conflict erupted, Western nations froze $300 billion in Russian foreign exchange reserves overnight, disconnecting a major power from SWIFT. A terrifying realization swept the global south: if the dollar network could be turned off, it had been weaponized. If you hold national savings in US treasuries and disagree with Washington, your wealth can be erased with a keystroke. Trust was broken. The countdown to de-dollarization had begun. Enter the BRICS coalition. Originally dismissed by Western media, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have metastasized into an economic juggernaut, bringing in major oil-producing nations like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. They now control a massive percentage of the global population, manufacturing, and most critically, the world's energy production. They have the people, factories, and fuel. They only lack the financial system. Look at the data. Central banks are draining Western vaults. China and India are aggressively repatriating physical gold. They aren't trading it, they are hoarding it to back a brand new financial paradigm. Behind closed doors, BRICS is building a parallel digital infrastructure to bypass SWIFT, establishing bilateral trade agreements to settle energy trades in yuan, rupees, and rubles. The petrodollar monopoly is being dismantled. Intelligence reports circulate of a new BRICS trade currency, strictly backed by commodities, oil, wheat, copper, and physical gold. They are building a golden wall against the coming dollar collapse. What does this mean for you, watching in London, New York, Toronto, or Sydney? You will pay the final bill. For decades, the West exported inflation. By printing trillions and sending them overseas for real goods, Western nations lived beyond their means. But if BRICS establishes an alternative system, global demand for the dollar will plummet. Nations will dump US Treasury bonds, sending trillions rushing back home. When massive currency floods a domestic market producing the same goods, the mathematical result is severe, structural hyperinflation. This is why groceries, housing, and energy costs refuse to drop. It is the early stage of an irreversible macroeconomic shift. The purchasing power of your life savings is being diluted to pay for global debt. The inflation tax transfers wealth from the working class to the elite, and de-dollarization is accelerating it to terminal velocity. We stand on the precipice of the largest wealth transfer in human history. When global reserve currencies shift, entire middle classes are wiped out while those positioned correctly build generational fortunes. How do the wealthy survive? They hold hard, tangible assets that cannot be printed. Prime agricultural land. Commercial real estate. Energy infrastructure. Physical gold and silver. This is why major institutional banks project gold to reach $6,700 in the near term. The financial chessboard has reset. The rules have changed. What side of the wealth transfer will you be on? Subscribe to Project Unseen, turn on the bell, and track the hidden forces moving your money. The system is changing, but if you see it coming, you can use it to your advantage. Stay alert, and I will see you in the next documentary.